Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 7 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter proportional relationship. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 7 math. Let's just start with the lesson that is graph. Graph this function y equals 3x. Function Okay, so y equals 3x. We need to find the x-intercepts of the equation. X-intercept is means you need to put x equals 0 in the equation. So when x equals 0, you replace the variable x with a value that is y equals 0, right? So we have a point 0, 0. We need to calculate another point. Any point it is, you can plug in any value of x. So let's just replace x equals 2, so that is y equals 6. We have now 2 points. We can plot the graph using these 2.00 and 26. This is 0, 0. X is 2, y is 6. So just join these 2 points and make a line. That is the line for this graph. Got it? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Y equals 5x. So let's just calculate any 2 points and then plot the graph. First, I'm going to put x equals 0 in the equation. So y equals 5 times 0. Y equals 5 times 0. So when x is 0, y is also 0. Got it? Now I'm going to put x equals 2. So that is y equals 5 times 2, that is 10. So we have another pair of values, that is 2, 10 and 0, 0. That is 0, 0 and 2, 10. Here is the point 0, 0. X is 2, y is 10. So just join these 2 points and make a straight line. Wait. 0, 0, 2, 10. Here is 0, 0. Here is 2, 10. We are given the options. That is not the correct option. Here is the correct one. 0 and here is 210. So option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is graph the function y equals 4x. So let's just calculate the y intercept, put x equals 0. So y equals 4 times 0, that is 0. Now put x equals 1. Y equals 4 times 1, that is 4. So we have two of the pair of values 0, 0 and 1, 4. Let's just see which is the 0, 0, 1, 4. Here is the point 0, 0. Wait, what's wrong with the questions? That is just a mistake, right? I was about to explain the graph, but then I selected the wrong option. Correct option, I think. But I need to explain. Okay, we are on the same question. I selected the wrong option. Y equals 4x again. So y equals 4x. So here are the 2.00 and 1, 4. 0, 0 and 1, 4. Let's just see which is the. Here is the 0, 0. But you do not have 1, 4 point here. So option number 2 is the correct option. See, we have 0, 0 and here is the point 1, 4. The correct option is option number 2. Okay, the next one is y equals 3x. So let's just replace the variable x with 0. Y equals 3x. So that is y equals 0. That means when x is 0, y is 0. Wait. So when x equals 1, y equals 3. So the points we have is 0, 0 and 1, 3. X is 1 with that is not 3. So we have 0, 0 and 1, 3. So option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is the next lesson is the next lesson is that is identify proportional relationships. So how do we identify if the given graph is for the proportional relationship? Select a graph that shows a proportional relationship between x and y. So look at the graphs. Two variables have a proportional relationship if the ratio of one variable to the other is constant. Like if one of the variable is increasing, the other variable is also increasing, right? The graph of the proportional relationship between x and y is a straight line passing through the origin. So that is the graph. The graph must be a straight line and passing through the origin. So let's just start with the test question. So to determine whether a graph shows the proportional relationship between x and y, see if it is a straight line passing through the origin. Let's just start with the test questions. Select a graph that shows the proportional relationship between x and y. So we just learned the graph of the proportional relationship always starts from the origin and it must be a straight line. So look at the options given below. So the graph must be straight line. So option number 2 is the correct option. That's a straight line and passing through the origin. So option number 2 is the correct option. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is a straight line passing through the origin. So option number 1 is the correct option. That is option number 1. The graph is passing through the origin and it is a straight line. So that is the graph of the proportional relationships, right? So, okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is okay, let's just move on to next lesson. That is finally the constant of proportionality is same as the like we calculate the I forgot the word. Using 2 points, we calculate the Meg grew two plants with two seed packets. Then the later in the season, she grew four plants using four seed packets. How many plants can Meg grow with one seed packet? So proportional quantities have a constant ratio. So proportional quantities have the same constant ratio. The constant ratio is called the constant of variation. So the constant of variation often represents the rate of a cost. So we have two seed packs. The total the plants is two, and with the four packs, she can grow four plants. You need to calculate the constant of variation, that is y by x. So 2 by 2 and 4 by 4. So the constant of proportionality is 1 and 1. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Darren baked 12 cakes with 12 eggs. Another day he baked 17 more cakes with 17 eggs. So we have the number of cakes and the number of eggs. So we have 12 eggs and 12 cakes. Sorry. And 17 more cakes with 17 cupcakes. So you need to calculate the constant of variation, that is y by x. 12 by 12 and 17 by 17. So the constant of variation is 1. The correct option is 1 cake. That means each seed pack can grow one plant. The correct option is 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Brenda knit a total of 9 centimeters of scarf over 3 months. Like she knitted a 9 centimeter scarf in 3 hours, 3 nights. Over the 4 nights, she knit 12 centimeter. From each centimeter of the scarf does Brenda knit each month. So y by x. The correct option is 3 times 3 is 9, 3 centimeter. It is option number 1 is the correct option. Ella bought 6 souvenirs during 2 days of vacation. So the correct option is 3 souvenirs. Mary used 12 centimeter of tape to wrap 2 presents. Then she used an additional 18 centimeter of tape to wrap 3 presents. How many count centimeters of tape does Mary use to wrap each present? So 12 centimeter she wrapped in presents, and with the 18 centimeter she wrapped 3 presents. We need to calculate the pi by x, that is 18 over 2 and then 18 over 3. So the correct option is 3. Option number 1 is the sorry 6. So the correct option is 3. Option number, wait. 2 times 6 is 12 and 3 times 6 is 18. The correct option is 6 centimeter, not 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 6 centimeters. Owen used 9 centimeter of tape to wrap 3 presents. Then he used an additional 15 centimeter of the tape. The correct option is 3 centimeters. Okay. Dayton read a total of 10 books over 2 months. Over the 3 months, he read 15 books. How many books does Dayton read each month? So, 10 books, 10 books over 2 months and 15 books over 3 months. So, just do y by x. That is 2 times 5 is 10 and 3 times 5 is 15. So, the correct option is 5, option number. The correct option is 5 books. Option number 1 is the correct option. So 12 kilograms of dough after working 3 hours and 18 kilograms of dough after working 3 hours. So that is 12 kilogram out to 2 hours and 18 kilograms to 3 hours. So which is the correct option? 2 times 6 is 12 and 3 times 6 is 18. The correct option is 6 kilograms. Option number 2 is the correct option. Callie birthday party will cost $9 if he invite 3 guests. If he invite 4 guests, the cost would be 12. So, which is the correct option? Kelly's birthday. So, you need to calculate the constant of variation. You have to do calculate y by x. So, that is 3 times 3 is 9 and 4 times 3 is 12. So, the correct option is $3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Pablo jarred 12 liters of jam after 3 days. Then he jarred an additional 16 liters of jam after another 4 days of jam making. How many liters of jam does Pablo jar each day? So, 12 liters of jam in 3 days and 16 liter of jam in 4 days. So that means the constant of variation is 4 because we have to do y by x, so that is 12 by 3 and 16 by 4. So the constant of variation is 4 liters. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is solve problems in chips. This equation shows how the time required to screen print a batch of shirts is related to the number of shirts in the batch T equals 2s, the variable s represents the number of shirts in the batch, and the variable t represents the time required to screen print the shirts. How long does it take to screen print a batch of 5 shirts? So 5 shirts means we are given the s that equals 5. So we need to replace the variable s with a value that is 5. So t equals 2 times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. So that means it takes 10 minutes to screen print a batch of 5 shirts. So read the question carefully. You are given the equation. Just understand the value of which variable is given. Replace the variable with a value and calculate the answer. Okay. This equation shows how the total number of postcards Kira buys is related to the number of days she spent on vacation. So P equals 3D. The variable D represents the number of days she spends on vacation. The variable P represents the total number of postcards she buys. After 6 days of vacation, how many total postcards will Kira have bought? So we are given after 6 days, so we are given d equals 6, right? So just replace the variable d in the equation, that is 3 times d. D is 3 times 6, so the correct option is 18. That means after 6 days he have 18 postcards. The correct option is 18. Option number 2 is the correct option. A equals 4W, right? So after 3 weeks of culinary school, how many total appetizer recipes will Eric know? So 3 weeks, W is 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. That means after 3 weeks, she knows 12 of the recipes. The correct option is 12. The correct option is 12 appetizers. The correct option is 12. The equation shows the amount Emma earns from hard works depends on the number of hours she worked, that is D equals 6H. The variable H represents the number of hours spent during doing yard work. The variable D represents the amount of money earned after doing a total of 3 hours of yard work. How much money will Emma have earned? So which is the correct option? You are given 3 hours. So replace the H variable H with 3. So which is the correct option? That is 6 times 3 is 18. Option number 1 is the correct option. This equation shows how the cost of corporate team building event depends on the number of attendees. The variable A represents the number of attendees and the variable D represents the cost in dollar. If there are 5 attendees, how much will the corporate team building event cost? So which is the correct option? That is D equals 4 times 5. So 4 times 5 is, that is 20. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. Chapter we were working on is proportional relationships. The lessons we have covered today are graph proportional relationships, identify proportional relationships, find the constant of proportionality word problem, and solve problems involving proportional relationships. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. So if you need more help with any of the, click on the live chat button. If you have any questions, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your confusions if you have any.